and welcome back to Embodying Mystical Mac, or rather welcome. I'm
Hi.
Mac. That's Adyr.
Hi.
If you're new here, thank you so much for joining. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Today we are back with Adyr for our astrology episode, and a fun inside joke. We're talking about Pisces today.
It's Pisces season.
It's Pisces
and we're bringing it to Pisces. Hell yeah to Pisces.
Oh my god, if you know the joke, please comment below. Seriously. Is what is like a year old now?
That joke, it is.
It's a year old.
Pisces is a year.
And we've been bringing it back. And what is this, like, segment out of my YouTube channel and podcast? What is this, like 2 years old now?
It is?
Yeah.
No, it's longer, yo.
3?
Maybe free.
It might be 3. Because
I think it's free.
Yeah. Free!
When I say my THs, people always make fun of me. Hey, teeth? Shut up. Shut up.
Yeah, I think it is 3 years because I think we started doing this, like, basically, like, around the pandemic.
2021 around the...
Around 2021, yeah.
When I had, like, 40 inches of hair.
That's right. He had to wear a headband. It was a whole thing. Well, for those of you that have not been here before, Adyr is one of my dearest friends, and he's amazing at astrology, and he's incredible at tarot, and we like to bring those two things together for some entertainment, for some information, if somebody's looking for it. There are always crazy things happening in the cosmos, and as you know, every lunar cycle, we encounter a new zodiac season. So today... it's Pisces, baby!
Honey, Pisces. Pisces is one of those. She's the old wise one, Pisces. It's the last sign of the zodiac.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Aries starts the new year, the zodiac new year.
That's right. So
rules the 10th house.
There we go.
No, not the 10th, the 12th house.
The 12th house, there we go.
I was thinking 10th because I was doing a chart for somebody else.
Oh.
They were focused on their 10th.
Got it. So, yeah, and we have a new setup right now.
Yes, the 12th house.
It's the 12th house setup right now. And I have a blanket because it's cold and we didn't want to sacrifice sound for a portable heater. So... you know, I would say the things I do for y'all, but I have straight up not been paid to do a film before and have my feet, like, soaked in wet grass. I love everyone on that shoot, though, so well worth it, but...
Oh, you did? When was this?
Like, years ago.
Oh, okay.
It was with James.
Oh, James!
Yeah!
James.
Our editor, James. All right, Adyr, so... all right, I'll be serious for a second. We're talking about Pisces. It's Pisces season. How are we getting started into this?
Well, since it is the last zodiac sign of the zodiac,
Yes.
Rules the 12th house, which is the occult, the end, the karma, everything like that. Like magical.
We like it.
So this is a season for an intense manifestation if you're doing that. However, your manifestation, it's more of the energy that's going on is more of like a business, more serious level right now. But in the creative aspects.
Okay, so it's like, okay.
It's like in the entertainment industry.
Okay, yeah. So, like, I guess use myself as an example. There has been a lot of, like, on-the-ground strategizing around my YouTube and just Instagram and stuff right now.
Yeah.
So stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's an artsy, creative energy right now. So it's very, like...
so it's, like, business-oriented, but, like, for your creative
it's
shit.
like you're your own production company right now.
Got
what
it.
do you need? You need the lighting. You need sound. You need proper, location.
Sure.
You need marketing. You need PR to get this creativity to go and to flourish. So it's the rules that you have to go behind making something aesthetically creative and pretty. Like if you're an artist, the art gallery, how does it gonna flow? What's the theme? It's a lot of right now more behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Behind the camera rather than in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Which you will be doing both, but it's a lot more behind. Like,
well, you have to set up the pre-production for the production to go on.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So right now with Pisces season. Oh my God.
You were serious too. Okay, from now on it's Pisces,
Pisces
and
season.
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Now that Pisces
now that you
is
know what
around,
Pisces means.
Here's the deal. It starts on the 10th, like at 1 a.m. You will be feeling the energy. Some people will feel it 2 days before or just like that night because it's going to start within that night on the 9th. Mm-hmm. It is a water sign.
Yes.
So it's very water energy. So, water
flowy,
flows,
emotionally
it holds,
led,
it releases, it cleanses, it does all this. So anything that if you were going to do any manifestations or any cleansings, water is a good way to use, like Epsom salt bath.
Yeah.
Or a bath spell, or like...
You know what I like to do too? You can do like some filtered water with a couple drops of your favorite essential oils, and you can spray it around your space, or like spray it on your bed before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's a nice thing too.
You like champa? Put some champa in that water. You want to put some amethyst in your water to drink some crystallized water. Be careful when you do that, because some crystals are not recommended to be putting in your water to be drinking.
A lot of crystals are porous too, by the way. So like if you do have one of those crystal water bottles or whatever, just make sure you're not putting like frigid or super hot water in there. Like, it doesn't have to be room temperature, but please don't make it like iced.
Yeah, just be careful with that. Like what I usually do sometimes, because I don't like making crystal water. I'm just like, if water absorbs the energy and the intention. So whenever I do sometimes with any type of water magic or anything,
you speak into it.
I speak into it, or I would write my intention in me being traditionalist, parchment paper on dragon's blood, fold it, put it under the glass.
Yes, and then
I just like concentrate on it, knowing that my intention is under there, and then I drink it.
Yeah.
To take it in. Stuff like that. I'm very, like, what is it, pyrite? It's not really good to put in water. Some people have done that.
Well, pyrite it's fool's gold. So if you've seen that, pyrite is that mineral that essentially looks like something that's plated in gold.
Yeah.
Listen, please don't put rocks in your water.
Don't.
Like, listen, if you harvested those crystals yourself, you know exactly what they are. You know that they're safe to do that. Okay, fine, whatever. Put it in your water. Take it out before you drink it.
Yeah.
With all those caveats. But if not, genuinely, you can just like hold the crystal to the bottom of your glass.
Yeah.
Do an intentional meditation for like 5 minutes, and you can get the energy from that crystal. And I know for some of you that are like very scientific and maybe even on the atheist end, I know this might be too woo-woo for you. You don't have to do this. This is just a suggestion for our Pisces season.
Yeah, because you got to remember, like, energy is needed to move, to speak, to think. So it's all energy, even water's energy. So you can combine those two together, and that when that thought brings that energy in there, and the water will take it. Water's known to absorb a lot of things. Yeah. So make sure to, when you do anything, and I always tell people who like are new to this magic world, come in with shadow work completed. Yeah. Because if you come in with any reservations, you might not have have your intentions work out, your manifestations, and then it's going to bring in this idea like, well, I did this and nothing ever happened. And no, you got to come in confident and full of love or excitement, or however it makes you feel, from the heart, the second brain. From the heart. You got to come in through there and be like, okay, this is what I want, this is what I love, and I just can't wait, and visualize it and see it. Because some people just go, there's like that old tale, I forgot from what country. It's like the door of love, and if you step in with your partner, you're to be married and be together forever if there's no reservations. And if you do have a second thought or reservation, one of the person will vanish from your life.
It's like Orpheus and Eurydice.
Is it that?
You know how? Okay, so Orpheus, it's the Greek myth of, so Orpheus was, I think it is Orpheus and Eurydice. It's the one where basically like Orpheus pleads to Hades. So his wife dies, and he goes all the way to the underworld. He crosses the river Styx, does everything, and Hades is basically like, I'm sorry, my man, like, she's dead, and Persephone is so moved by Orpheus's music, because he's a musician, and she's so moved by his song that she's like, Hades, come on, like, we gotta do something. And Hades goes, okay, she can follow you out of the underworld, but you must not look back. Otherwise, she will go right back and you will never see her again. And at the very last second, he turns around.
Oh, shit.
And catches a glimpse of her just going back away.
Kind of been like that. Yeah. There you
have
go.
Reservations like he did. He didn't believe it, so he had to look back.
Yeah. So really believe in what you're doing, because right now it's a very emotional, very hypersensitive and sign. So like Pisces tend to be one of the most like intuitive signs.
Yes.
But not more like they see. It's more sensory.
No, it's a feeling.
It's a feeling. They have a really
Clairvoyance.
strong, like, what's that word? Their sentience. What is that?
Clairvoyance, clairsentient.
Clairsentient, I
Well,
think?
clairvoyance is like the mind's
Yeah.
eye. Clairsentience, yeah,
Is
it's the
feeling.
vibes.
Yeah, it's the vibes. They're very clairsentient. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So, go in with love. Go in happy. Go in and do your thing.
Yeah.
If you feel you're in the zone, don't do it in the zone. Do it when you're in a good vibe. Okay. Also, with this, we have the eclipse coming in April 8th.
Oh shit, do we really?
The total eclipse. Yeah.
See, I'm so grateful you
So
tell
we're
me these
totally
things.
eclipsed. It's gonna cross from Mexico, Dallas, all the way up to the East Coast, and it's gonna happen. I really want to go to it, but like flights are like $1,000 to
bet.
go anywhere to see the eclipse right now.
I'm sure.
So I guess HD TV's gonna work out again this year, and the next time I see a live one, I'll probably be like,
You've seen an eclipse though, right?
no.
No.
I've always wanted to see a solar eclipse.
I've seen a solar
A
eclipse.
total blank out. Oh, that
I
must
got
be
to
so
see one in
magical.
Brazil. It was crazy. So like I think it was back when I was 17 years old, and I went back to visit, and yeah, it happened to be the year where I lived in Brazil. Brazil's a huge country, by the way, right? So where I lived, my city, we could see it, the whole thing, and it was fucking nuts because like I remember I went outside, and of course you can't look at it, right? Like we didn't have anything to look through or anything, but I went outside just to watch, and it was fucking nuts for it to be dark as shit during the day. Like obviously not completely because you have the halo still.
Yeah. Were you able
but-
to look at the halo though?
Yeah.
Once it came up, you
Yeah.
can go up and look at it?
Yeah, it was fucking nuts.
Oh, I
It's
bet it's so magical.
so magical though. I definitely understand how people of the past freak the fuck out though.
Yeah.
You know, like if I was a priestess not knowing what was going on back then, I'd be like, fuck, the sun's going away, the gods hate us, you guys.
So we're here. Oh God.
Fuck.
Oh God. What did I do?
Okay,
Oh God.
So we have an eclipse. Oh, and then before we continue, I just want to say, because some of you might not know what we mean by shadow work. And
yes.
shadow work essentially just means like when you're talking about the shadow, we're talking about the subconscious. So this stuff that you've tucked away in your life into your subconscious because you weren't able to resolve that in the moment. So think like every moment that you were heavily neglected as a child and nobody tended to you, those moments are stored away in your subconscious. And every time you feel neglected, that feeling pops up from those moments, not necessarily from just the present moment. So shadow work would be going through your traumas and trying to figure out, and a good way to figure out, if you don't know where your traumas lie, see where your triggers are. How do you react when you're triggered? That will let you know a lot of where your trauma is. Like, for example, are you, like, the second that you say if you hurt a friend on accident or whatever, like if you hurt their feelings, is your first thought like, oh my God, they're gonna leave me? You probably have abandonment trauma. Is your first thought like, well, if they don't forgive me, it's fine, whatever. You probably have avoidance trauma and neglect trauma. So look at where your triggers are and go towards that. There are a million, like the holistic psychologist is one of my favorite therapists out there, like licensed therapists out there that also talks about shadow work and the spirituality aspect of it too. Like I really like her, but that's what we mean, because the thing is, like, for example, I did a money spell. It was the first successful money spell I ever did, and it was because every time I came to it before, I hadn't fully worked out I really do deserve this thing inside me, And so when I finally got to that, and boom, I got that job. And they're paying me the higher end of my scale. And I didn't realize that that's what they were doing. Yeah. So
Congrats.
Thanks. So, but that's my thing. It's like, I did the spell, and it was the first time that I felt truly confident in it. And later on, when and the crazy thing too is like, I just did my own thing. Like I didn't get it from a book. I got aspects of it from a book, sure. But that's the thing, like, and my shadow work around money has been some of the hardest shit for me to deal with, and I can tell you have to deal with it. And I know that some of those things are really hard, but before you do any magic ever, you really do. You have to come to it having figured out where your triggers are, having figured out where your shadow is. You don't have to be a completely healed person, but you have to have shown a light on those things, because it's the things that remain in the dark that are gonna, like, pop up and be like,
Yeah. Very,
okay,
very
I
true.
just wanted to clear that up.
No. I was also going to tell people, like, the way I was taught shadow work was just like your soul is like a coin that has two sides.
Correct.
So it has the head and the tail.
Yeah.
Whichever side you choose is the light. That's one side. The opposite side would be the dark side. Now, the way I would do shadow work, I used to go really ceremonial about it.
I could just see that.
I would sit in front of a mirror, Indian style, and I would just look at my own reflection. And
oh my God, mirror meditations are crazy.
Yeah, mirror meditations, and then just look at it and go, you know, I have a tendency to do this. I have a tendency for this. I have a tendency for that. And within the midst of it, you learn to forgive yourself. Well, I forgave myself in it, and then I learned to embrace my dark half because it's always there, and you can't avoid it because it's a part of our life. It's a part of our soul.
Yeah.
So I would just say, you know, I have a tendency, you know, to be a thief, a liar, or cheat, you know, the typical things that a lot of us have done in our lives, but I had a higher tendency in my past, and that's okay. And I forgive you, dear, for that. And, you know, we can do something to fix this, and I love you.
And you can use,
you know,
those ways of thinking to do things that aren't those things.
By taking contrary action.
By taking one, accountability like you did.
Yeah.
And again, shining that light, because this is the thing, right, friends? Shadow work isn't about, like, you don't have to be a fully healed person to be able to successfully do magic. Just like you don't have to be a fully healed person to be able to successfully have a relationship, right? Like a romantic relationship. But you do have to, like, be aware of, this is where I communicate badly. This is where maybe I don't communicate. This is where maybe I over communicate. Whatever, you know? But it's just, you have to have shone a light on it. That's it.
Yeah.
Shadow work begins when you shine a light towards your dark and you honor that it's there. And that's okay.
Yeah.
It has to be there. Just like we were talking about eclipses, by the way. We have the sun and we have the moon. We need them both. Without the moon, we have no tides. Really fucking weird shit. Without the sun, we have nothing. Really fucking weird shit. Like, you need both. Okay. Let's keep it going, our dear.
Yeah. Which is very, very true. I'll tell you this, so when I did shower, when you do the mirror meditation and look at yourself constantly, you see your face change.
You shift. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, mirror meditation. Okay, you guys.
It's creepy.
It's creepy. Like, try it at your own risk. Not as in, like, anything's bad is gonna happen to you. It's
not. You gotta be strong at
You're
heart
just
for
gonna,
this
like,
shit,
it's weird, because it's almost like those optical illusion books, right? That you have to, like, you focus on one point and you start to see things outside of it.
Selena, if you look at this stars.
Right.
Speaking of, Yolanda's coming out next year.
Who?
Yolanda, the lady who killed Selena, she's coming out to prison next year.
Holy shit. Oh, wow. That'll be an interesting year, I guess.
I mean...
energetically, just in, you know? But,
yeah.
Yeah, no, you see weird shit. I've done mirror meditations too. Your
like
face...
my face turned evil.
No.
I saw my other dark half, and it was just, like, sinister, like...
Do you know what that
like,
is, though?
girl.
Do you know what that is?
What?
Like, okay, so... I've just read, I don't even know where I read it, honestly, at this point. This is just like when I was like on a spiritual rabbit hole like several years ago. But that's when I first tried the mirror meditations. And I actually read that it's actually yourself testing you. Like, you're testing yourself to see if you really can accept every version of you. And that's kind of like why you shift in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's almost...
It was just, it was fucking weird. Because I was like this, bleep, bleep, blah, blah, bloop, bloop, bleep, bleep, blah, bloop, 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 bleep. And then all of a sudden, like, while I'm doing bleep, blah, bloop, my face went bleep, blah, 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 bleep.
Creepy!
And I was like, the Latin gasp, blah, 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 bleep, 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 blah, 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 bleep. And I was like, girl.
Do you want to know the weirdest shit that happened to me?
But, like, it was like, and it kind of mimics it. It's like, girl.
Yeah.
Sis. Damn.
Dude, you saw your sinister side? I saw my alien side.
Really?
No, I kid you not. I turned, like, this is gonna sound weird. I already know. If you want to be mean in the comments about it, I'm gonna delete it because nobody's mean here, okay? But if you don't believe me, it's fine. Move along.
I mean, but that's my
But you're mean to me in a nice way.
It's a brotherly thing. It's like a sibling.
We just joke.
Yeah.
We're not mean. No, but like straight up, like, yeah, I went through all those like weird phases, and then at the end, almost like as a reward, like if you've heard of the concept of like star seeds.
Yeah.
Okay. So the concept of star seeds, it's essentially like A lot of us believe that our souls are eternal, right? A lot of, not even just like spiritual people, Hinduism has reincarnation in it and things like that. And so essentially, a starseed is a soul that was inhabiting another star system prior to this human life, and then they chose to come to this human life like directly from that place. And I've believed that I was a starseed for a long time. I've had many readers tell me I've had like a lot of lifetimes on Earth, but I've also had readers tell me that I like took a break and came back. And I kid you not, like at the end of that mirror meditation, I turned into what looked to be a Syrian being. And I looked,
little tiny little Syrian?
Not the tiny ones, but the more humanoid ones that are still blue.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I kid you not, Adyr, I looked it up, and one of the faces I saw on Google Images looked like the face I saw in the mirror. It freaked me the fuck out. Like in a good way.
You want to hear a freaky alien story?
Yes! Tell me!
Okay. Tangent.
Tell us!
But we'll get back to that.
We will get back. Don't you want to hear
Pisces.
this alien story?
Back to Pisces. So,
okay.
This is fucking hilarious. My friends and I, we were at a table talking about hauntings, and I lived in an old house. The old house I lived in West Hollywood.
Oh my God,
was
okay.
like an old 100-year-old house.
Yeah. Wow, it's really that old?
Yeah, it was built in the early 20s. So yeah, it was about 100. Well, now it's 100 now. Probably.
Yeah.
But I woke up, they were talking about ghosts. I'm like, hey, you know what? I think my house is haunted. He was like, why?
Why?
I was like, okay, well, a lot of my friends are hood, so very
okay,
East,
so...
like, they're like, why? Like, why? Stupid, like. So I'm like, and when I hang out with them, I turn hood too. Like, basically, like, I was like asleep, right? Like, totally thinking like Walter Mercado's peace, love, mucho amor and shit, right? And like, I wake up. Well, like, I had a dream when I was on a cell phone talking to my dad.
Okay.
For reals.
Okay.
And then in my dream, this hat grabs the phone and a woman's voice says, don't worry about it. We'll talk about this later. Mm-hmm. So I said, oh. And then you go, what the fuck was that? So I jolt and wake up from it. And I sleep on, like, my side because, like, I want to get my bone structure a little skinny. So I smash my face. So, like, I see on my side, like someone standing really close to the edge of my bed. It was a blue robe with this belt buckle that looked like a silver star.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I half asleep? What the fuck is this shit? But at the same time, I felt like a pressure, like somebody's finger pressing my like, just like where my widow's peak is.
Sure.
So I kind of
arguably where your crown chakra starts.
Yeah, probably like where the corona. I shouldn't say that word. Sorry. Take it back. Press wine and be kind. So like the crown chakra. Pero like I look and I see this girl, a really pretty like white woman almost, but like pale skinned.
Like the tall whites.
Yeah.
The Pleiadians.
She had her hair pulled back, but she was a brunette. She wasn't a blonde.
Okay.
Very pretty.
They are
bigger,
sometimes. Yeah.
Bigger eyes than usual.
Okay.
But very pretty.
But still humanoid.
Very high cheekbones, like very like.
Did she look feline at all?
Very feline.
Maybe she's a Lyran.
Not like a cat, but like a woman, blue robe,
yeah.
Silver star. It was a beautiful deep, like this deep, like these two kind of
yeah,
shades.
no, that's the color of the face of the Syrian I saw.
Okay, well, she
cross
was
between
white.
these two.
She had her hair pulled back in a bun, and then she had these cute little, like, sideburns.
Cute!
I don't know why.
Like these little edges?
Yeah, and I just look at her and I go, hello, and then she goes, gasp, and dissipates. And fucking dissipates. I go, what the fuck just happened? Am I having an acid flashback? Like, is the LSD coming out of my spine?
To help you download some cool shit.
I was like, fuck. Yeah, maybe she's like upgrading my iOS, putting a new app. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I go, I stood up. I'm like, what the fuck did I just see?
Shit.
But I still felt the pressure on my head. Like, when someone like.
Yeah, when someone goes like that.
It's like the nail type, that little indent kind of feeling. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And then my friend, she was just like, I'm calling my dad. Literally, she goes, Papi, Adyr, tell Papi what you heard. I said, bleep, blah, bloop, yada, yada, tú sabes, mucho, mucho amor, yada, 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 in Spanish. And he goes, oh, are you half white? Like, what do you mean? Like, Scandinavian, like, Northern white, Irish, Scottish? Why? He's like, because you saw a Pleiadian.
I knew it.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
I fucking knew it. What did I say?
He's like, generally people who have, like, Scandinavian, Scottish blood descent up there, they have genetics.
That's their aliens of choice, yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
Well, my mom's, like, Scottish blood.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here. And he goes, mira, mándale esta foto. Which means, send him this picture. I kid you not, they pictured this show is the exact same fucking woman. Only if she was blonde.
Yeah.
And I said,
no, because a lot of the times the tall whites they get depicted just like a lot of the Syrians get depicted without hair.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the tall whites, Pleiadians. Tall white is just like something that people called them before we realized they were Pleiadians. And by the way, when we say like Pleiadians, Syrians, there are star systems of that. Like the Pleiades is a star system. Sirius is a star system that supposedly the galaxies mirror our own quite a bit. So Sirius would be like their sun, and I believe Pleiades would be like their sun. So, but no, like a lot of the time the tall whites get depicted as these like very Nordic looking blonde people.
Yeah.
But obviously they can't all be blonde.
yeah.
You know, diversity's sake.
Yeah, or maybe she's just like, you know, like, maybe you'll feel more comfortable if I look Latina.
Yeah. You know,
maybe. Cause like I don't know, like you live in a house with Latinos, and you see some tall white woman out of nowhere. And
True.
You're like, híjole, what the fuck is this? What the? Ave Maria Purísima, what the fuck is this doing? Hello? Why is this weirda in my house? Don't call the police.
I'm just.
You're in the wrong house.
Do you love
Don't you know where you are?
Do you love how I knew that was a Pleiadian too? Like, I know it sounds woo-woo, you guys, but
I don't know but it just freaked the fuck out of me. Like when
yeah.
the picture, and it was like, you know when you see a movie and there's that quick thought of someone and it goes slow-mo, like the whole world is going slow-mo and they're like, boom.
Yeah.
I saw that picture and the whole world went slow-mo.
Yeah, that's how I felt when I looked at the Syrian online. Yes, exactly. It was mind-boggling because I was like, holy shit, that was a real thing I just saw?
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. No, what's like really, shit, there was something that I had to say before we cut off this tangent.
Aliens, Pleiadians, blue skin, shadow work, mirrors.
Shadow work.
Mirror meditation, you see your face
meditation.
more.
Oh, I remembered. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Are you aware of who Dolores Cannon is?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I know the name.
Dolores Cannon. She was...
You should do Zachary... Fuck. What's his name?
I'll tell you, and then you can...
Okay.
Before we go on to our episode here, just on the alien talk, Dolores Cannon, she was a very well-revered hypnotherapist in the spirit. She became pretty well revered in like the spiritual space because this woman has written, like I'm telling you, probably like 17
something of
books.
Light, Bringers of the Dawn.
There's a few. There's a sculpt.
Did she write that one?
I think so.
Because I got after they showed me that Pleiadian picture, I got that book.
I think so. I think that's one of hers. So she's written a bunch of books, and a few of them actually have like 1 or like 3 volumes in them sometimes. There's books about how our Earth was created. There's books about like aliens and everything. The crazy part is that she didn't write these like from her memory or anything like that in the sense that people normally write books. No, these are all transcriptions of hypnotherapy sessions. So Dolores did this really amazing thing because she was doing hypnotherapy way back in the day when people thought that going into theta was unsafe. And so what she found is she not accidentally, but...
Was it the soul ones after you die and stuff?
What?
Like where she was hypnotizing people and then they would talk about like before they died what they saw?
Not necessarily. People would talk about all kinds of different things, but basically, but her works were compiled over like decades because she never knew what exact transmission she would be getting until she later wrote it down, right? Because that person didn't know either. So for those of you who don't know much about hypnotherapy, the state of
it's amazing.
It is. The state of theta is essentially the state where it's kind of like a transcendental state. So you're able to say, like, recall memory that your physical body may not have actually experienced. I would call it, like, you can access what I would call like a soul memory when you're in theta. So what she would do is people would come to her and they would work on hypnotherapy for their issues, and she would bring them into theta to work on those issues from that place, because then they weren't talking to the conscious mind anymore. She was talking to their bodies, to their subconscious, and she would be able to help them. And then as a treat, because they were already in that state, what oftentimes would happen is they would start to transmit things, share things that later she would realize, one, multiple people would corroborate these stories.
Okay.
Like across decades. She would get one person who's like, I was there when the Sahara went from an oasis to the desert. And then another person 10 years later will be like, oh my God, I was there when the Sahara went from this to that, but I was over there. I wasn't a priestess over here. I was this person doing this over here. And what's crazy is that all these people, they don't remember what the fuck they talked about when they come out of it. This is all recorded, which is how she's got her books. And after so long, she started to realize she was getting like ancient histories, like Atlantis, Lemuria, like crazy times that basically have been erased from our human history because, one, they were way too long ago.
Because they burnt down the Library of Alexandria.
Or because humans kind of imploded on ourselves and we had to start over, things like that. But all that to say that if you want some like really intriguing information that is as close to factual as I have ever found, dive into Dolores Cannon's works, because none of that shit is shit she made up. It is all shit that was transmitted by just random people.
What's the name of that book?
There's a few of them.
But
There's
the one you're talking about.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look them up because there's a few.
That's a long title.
I'm gonna have to look up a few. That's too much, my Dolores Cannon. No, I'll look it up, and I'll next time I can, if you guys want to know too, like comment in the comment section below and I'll tell you. But if you want like more like stories like this, but like even crazier, because these were not conscious people experience it. These are literally like people speaking from their like soul memories. Check out Dolores Cannon's work.
All right, Dolores Cannon. I think I've read one of her.
Mind-blowing.
She sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But back to my thing.
Yes.
Her name is Sam.
The Pleiadian.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only reason why I call her Sam, because I remember the conversation on the cell phone, because I was talking to my dad on the phone.
Oh, okay.
And my dad's like, if Sam's with you, then you'll be fine.
Oh!
And I was like, who the fuck is Sam? I don't know if it was Sam, but that's how I go. Is Sam your name?
It's Sam. No, but,
Are you Sam?
The point of my story is that if you go through Dolores's works, you'll find all of those aliens were trying to help us out. Oh, and some of the really interesting stories are also from people that get like, they're part of like these alien like, I don't know, these like alien like task forces where like they've incarnated into the earth for a reason. So like, for example, some people are like grid keepers. So they're here for their energy to amplify like the grid of the earth. And so when they're in theta, they'll have described these crazy occurrences where they got pulled up to a ship and they got asked questions and they got all these things and then they were sent back to their bed and they were
What if I'm
fine
and Sam was just like, what'd you learn, boo-boo?
Yeah.
Pues mira, I learned that at 8 a.m. if you go to the corner of Alvarado and Sunset, you could get some really good sweet tamales from a woman named Dolores.
And she's like, that's good, babe. What else?
Every Tuesday, the fresh clothing from Ross comes in. So if you want the new shipments, go on Tuesdays. What else? Okay,
No,
I saw a radioactive sticker that says this is hazardous to your health at the employee door at McDonald's. I don't know if that's like a joke, but I feel guilty because I had 2 double cheeseburgers. Do you want more, Sam? You know that bitch was just like, okay,
Bye. I'll check in with you tomorrow when you're not seeing me because you're fucking weird. I'm just kidding.
She comes the next day. What'd you know? I learned that if you jump with
She's just
Mario
like, bye.
in Bowser's Castle, the 3rd stage, and you go above with the flute, you can warp to the 5th planet.
Poor Sam. I'm just kidding.
Sam's like, fuck.
Well, Sam, thank you for your help. And thank you for listening to that, like, what was that, like 15 or 20 minute tangent?
Do you want more transmissions? I wake up, I had the weirdest dream, bro. Like, this white lady.
But with brunette hair, though.
She had, like, a blue suit, and she was, like, a therapist, and she was, like, being condescending. I don't understand it. It reminded me of my mom. It was, like, I felt like I was being prejudiced.
We've reached the point in the tangent where he's just ad-libbing, and I'm just gonna laugh until the final ad-lib comes.
But that's it. Bro, it happens once a year. And I never forget that dreams. It's like, fuck, girl. I get so scared every time around March. It's coming.
Damn, it's coming.
It's coming, Sam. I will try my best to tell you what I learned about my life.
Benny is just like, fuck him. I will take over.
Sam.
I will tell him I will tell you, Sam. Don't talk to my dad.
Sam, you know what I learned, Sam? My mother was right. She's always right in the end, Sam. My poor guardian. She's like, fuck.
Watch, she's like right over there right now.
She's probably enjoying it, like the Truman Show. This guy's like crazy.
Literally.
I'm loving every bit of it. He's like, this reality show's amazing.
Welcome, Sam.
Look, come here, Syrians, watch this show.
Literally.
This guy.
Look, it's one of mine and one of yours.
Look at this. I know. You guys gotta see these two together. It's like a confessional that never ends. Keep going.
So back to Pisces.
This is the energy of Pisces. It's very creative. It's all about creativity, artsy energy, like matching with each other, intuition. Like, you may be getting strong vibes. Like the conversation we had before here, like your gut is gonna be like boom, boom. And then, like I said, it might start 2 days before the 10th for some, which is what, the 8th? Mm-hmm. Or it might start on the 9th, and it definitely is going to start, the energies will be flowing around the 9th. But I think there's a stellium too within that time.
What's
there's
a
a stellium
stellium?
going on now. Well, there's more.
What
There's
is a
there's
stellium?
a cluster of planets stuck in one sign.
Got it.
So I think the moon, the sun, a couple of other planets are really clustered in on Pisces right now. So that means like it's gonna be a lot of like time to focus on that. When you have a stellium, it's basically telling you like this is an area you need to really focus on. It's going to be things that you're going to be learning in your life. It's a strong placement within your life or at the moment. Some people are born with a stellium. Like, for example, I have a stellium in the 7th house, which is the house of marriage. Oh. And I didn't know that until I did my chart, and I was like, oh fuck, this is why I probably go through a lot of interesting relationships like that are so intense and are very like, I'm gonna marry you, and I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Yeah, because you've got that going on.
Yeah, so I have that stellium, so it's gonna be a lot of that. Or like, which is fucking weird, and it's really true. I mean, I kind of feel that it's right. Like, everyone in my entire life that's family who's very intuitive, or even a psychic that I met in my life, they said, you know, when you're in a relationship, you have much more potential to shine more because for your heart wants love.
I could either.
And I don't understand. I'm like, I don't fucking need love. I love who the fuck I am. And then I look, there's my stellium. It's like I have a stellium in a giant love. It's love clutter.
Well, I will add another psychic because I feel the same thing. Now that you just said that, I'm not saying that you can't thrive without it. I just think that
I thrive more.
I think that when you find the one, because I don't know if I probably don't have a stellium in marriage, but there's got to be something in my chart, human design, astrological, whatever, that I'm similar in the sense that like when I'm loved and have someone to love, like it's almost like where I lack grounding, it gives me grounding.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it's like, I don't know, they told me. And then I had a cousin who I met once, and he got drunk, and he told me one time in Spain, he was like, Adyr, you will not succeed until you find your partner. Oh. And I said, where did that come from? And he goes, anyway! And he went out, it was like one of those, Adyr.
Yeah.
It's like this message that came out of nowhere.
Channeled, bitches.
It was Sam.
It was Sam.
Sam.
I need to find the name of my girl. I need to find
Sam.
her name.
And then he went, bah! Right away back to normal. I was like, what the fuck, bro? But I love how I'm getting all like crazy, like Latino, pero like, and look at our closets.
I know, it's perfect. I love.
But, this is my favorite one. But back to the thing, though. We got to get back to business because we're off in tangents.
We are. More than usual.
Yeah. So, like, there is a stellium. So, in other words, I think there is a stellium. If I can if I can review the charts. I don't remember because I was going through the charts and I thought a huge cluster. There's, like, the sun. There's...
Do you want to look it up?
No, that's going to be too much time.
Okay.
But either way, the energies will be high-end right now. So, you will be very business-oriented on how to produce something that'll create. There's going to be a lot of flighty passion, creativity. Like it's a very artsy energy that's going on right now, and it's very flowist like water. So remember though, water can be just as destructive as it is peaceful. Every element's that way. Mm-hmm. But water tends to be the most conniving. Air was, but air makes itself apparent. Blast.
Yeah.
Earth, mudslides, fucking fire.
I mean, fire will only rage as long as it has kindling.
Yeah, but then water, it'll just
or air.
drop, and that little drop eventually adds up and creates another thing, and it's when you least expect it. So so it's one of those that's very like, be careful what you ask for, because if it does happen, just know that
it could come in like aware. A waterfall.
It can come in waterfall. It can come really slow, like a drop. So you have to really, this is kind of like a test right now for people. But I'm saying right now, if you're creative, actor, model, painter, songwriter, or writer, anything in the arts, right now is a beautiful time for you to start producing ways to make it a better grounded business.
All right. Okay. Should we get into our cards?
Yeah, let's get into our cards. I already pulled out the cards.
Wait, do you want to say anything about the upcoming eclipse or no? Or do you want to save that? Because we can save that.
We'll save that, yeah.
Okay.
April 8th. And it's going to be closer to like Aries season.
Is there any prep that we can do right now?
Just know, like with eclipses, those are one of the most heightened energies where shit can really crumble to like the shit of like non-existence or explode into something beautiful. So, and eclipses energies are always very extreme because it's dark and light, really detached.
Right.
So those who are going to be born on an eclipse, though, woo, they are heightened energy. I was born on a solar eclipse.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah, that's another story I can tell you later. But yeah, I was born on a solar eclipse, but my energy is a lot heightened, which is funny because like I go to an astrologer. Fuck, you're all fixed signs. Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, tons of Aquarius placements, blah, blah, blah. I have one Gemini placement, but like everything is all fixed on my chart.
Yeah.
And they're like, and then he goes, you were born on an eclipse? Oof. Oof. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe that's why Sam's with me. She's like, bitch, don't touch it. No, mijo, it's caca. Don't touch it, it's caca. I'm
not gonna fucking lie. Like that, I've gotten reading, like I've gotten an all astrological reading one time, and people are like, "Ooh," and I'm like, "What the fuck? Stop!"
Oh.
Like, stop doing that.
Oh.
Just tell me what it means.
Yeah, don't tell me. What? Are you having an orgasm? What's going on with you?
Like, are you hurt or are you, like,
Yeah.
enjoying yourself? What's happening?
Did you just, like, realize that you forgot to pay your SBA bill? What? Oh, your car payment? What?
Well.
All right, let's go ahead and start with the energies. Ooh. I'm doing all right side ups. This card, it's a new deck that I got called the Queer. This is a really good spread.
It's called the Queer deck.
It's the Queer deck. Okay.
It's very cute.
Yeah, it's actually very cute and like dry and nice and cute. All right.
The sun.
Okay, here's
Empress? No.
Okay.
Not the Empress.
No,
Nine
it
of
is the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and then the Ten of Swords, which is fucking crazy. And here's the deal. These are like prepping to the end.
Yeah.
Because the 10 is the 10 is the last card of the minor arcana, or until you get into like the major and the royal courts, but that's fine. You got one major and everything else is minor. And it starts with, look, the sun. It's a lot of like planning. This is a total planning journey. If you see it, here's my idea. I'm gonna go ahead and check my boxes to make sure. You know, then it goes to like, I'm here. I'm working it. I'm doing it. This is not a scary card. Remember, this also represents, I'm getting more of like, it's kind of like, the past is done, I'm moving to the new.
Yeah.
It's done. This is like, because the 10 card is always the done card.
Yeah.
This is, you're done.
End of the cycle.
Yeah, end of the cycle. So this is a lot of like past reflections that's been released and moving forward.
Yeah, you know what I'm getting for this too? That's very accurate, because when you look, so swords are always going to correspond to air, and as an element, air is always going to correspond to like our mental processes and our logical thinking and things like that. And I just get a vibe of like all this shit that was in your brain that was weighing you down, it's like out now.
Yeah.
And you can choose to walk away from it if you want.
Yeah, like you put these two together, it's kind of like, oh, remember that time? Remember, this is you like, yeah, we're at that party, we're at the disco bar. Remember that time we came here last time and then I found my guy, he was totally kissing up on some girl and I was thinking of Robin, I'm on the corner watching you kiss her. Oh, and I was fucking miserable. Look at me now, I'm fucking thriving. I'm the fucking Nine of Pentacles with my fucking Forever 21 gown and my costume jewelry that I got at Macy's because that's like, it looks real. And I'm like shining like the sun. Shining like the sun in my fucking unicorn.
Perfect.
That's what it kind of is. That's the kind of energy. But look, it's a lot of creative energy, to be honest.
Honestly.
It's like, let me get some clarity. Let me get the overall. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the overall energy is the Page of Swords. It is a very youthful beginning thought. It's kind of like, the Page of Swords would be almost similar to the Ace of Swords. It's kind of very youthful, very like, I have this great new idea and it's gonna make me like, I want to plan this out. If you're creative, bitch, start doing your shit now. Whatever you thought about, like if you're a writer, oh, I have this great idea to write something. Start now.
Start outlining, or even
Now.
just brainstorming.
Yeah, brainstorming.
Or if you already have something written, start writing that proposal letter, start writing that pitch, start researching literary agents, whatever. Put a step in. Put a step towards the thing.
Yeah, it's a good time. And it's kind of like, and if you're like, I'll do 4 categories. Career. It's a stepping stone to start something creative and new. If you're a business owner, you want to create your business, do it now. It's time. Baby steps, though. Don't just be like, I'm gonna clock out and never come back to this office job and
start,
then like
start
work
putting
at TikTok.
in the things. Start making a okay. Whatever your business is. When we talk about creative, by the way, I know a lot of people think of the word creative and they're like, oh, I don't paint, I don't sew, I don't. Creativity lives everywhere. No. If you create, like if you're a carpenter, you create. If you like to garden, you create. If you like to draw random sketches of animes you love, you create. If you make whatever.
Yeah.
Like anything that, whatever it is that is your baby that you want to put out into the world.
Yeah.
Start putting in the
It's now
steps
time.
for that.
Yeah, you can make it a business.
Yeah.
Love. If you're single, you're gonna find someone. Okay. Here's the deal. If they come a little immature for you, give it time. Put yourself in their shoes. Kind of like, for example, like say if you're 10 years older than that person, say like you're 30 and they're 21, 31 and they're like 21 or some shit. Be like, okay, how was I at 21? Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, but like some people say, it's a number. It doesn't determine the person's maturity because they could have matured at a young age. But still, I mean,
I'm still a fan of the fact that our brains do fully finish developing at 25 to 27. So
yeah.
If you are someone who's maybe with someone who's under that age bracket, just be mindful that their brain is still developing.
Yeah. However, though, I'm getting more, not person, more vibes, though.
Okay.
Because I'm really focused on the aura behind this page.
So maybe they'll just maybe it's an air of like setting up the energy.
Yeah, setting up. If you're looking for love, you have some offers. I'm thinking more than one.
Okay.
I listen to your vibe.
Yeah. Always listen to your vibe.
Yeah, listen to the vibe. And because a lot of times people are, I mean, it is... Nowadays, it's a little bit more, from what I've noticed, it's more difficult to date.
100%.
And sometimes people are willing to settle because they're that lonely.
Sure.
You know, because it has become quite of a lonely planet lately because everyone goes to work, goes home.
Third places
goes to
are...
work, and dating now is here.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes they just, how you doing? A week later, fine, and you?
It's like, my
What's
man.
your favorite color? And then the next year, green.
The next year.
You know, it's weird like that. So,
Yeah.
I always tell people this. When you meet someone that you're really into, take off those rose-colored glasses and look at what's in front of you.
Right.
Because those glasses, sometimes, bitch, they lie.
They lie.
They fucking lie. They see a lot more potential than what is.
Yeah.
So, what's that? There's that old saying, sometimes a new beginning is a fresh pair of glasses. A new pair of glasses.
Mm-hmm.
What's that saying?
I know what you're talking about, but I can't bring it to mind. I'm sorry.
I have it on my Facebook. Because I was like, I went through this breakup. I was like, so I needed some inspiration. You go through the inspiration phases.
Yes.
Sometimes heaven is just a new pair of glasses.
There you go.
Okay. So, in other words, take them off, put the other ones on, and see what you want. And if it's heaven...
Yeah.
Baby, can't get enough of your love. If it's not, keep going. Someone will come. I hate the fact that people always say you have to kiss a bunch of frogs to find the right one, and it's actually fucking true.
Yeah.
But some people are lucky. They just happen to be walking to like the village, and all of a sudden, here comes the prince.
Or they happen to be a hostess and the bartender.
Bitch, I thought I found mine. Look at me. 45 and still like...
Sorry, babe.
I don't fucking care. I have
I mean, you have a great life.
Dude, I went on a kind of a date last Friday.
Yeah.
And the bro's like, we're watching RuPaul's Drag Race coming. We were very attracted to each other, talking to each other. I was like, oh, this seems kind of good. Mm-hmm. Chit-chatting, talking. We made attempts a lot to meet and things happened, but we were...
You're trying.
Like, we knew we liked each other because if I said, hey, right away the text.
Yes.
Good. Hey.
Yeah.
How are you? So we would text each other real quick. So that means we were very into each other.
Right.
So I go meet him up, meet his friends. I was like, oh, that's nice. He wants me to meet his friends. It's a good sign. I meet one of them. I'll just call him Chris.
Okay.
And the other one, call him Mark.
Okay.
This is Chris and this is Mark. The vibe, the aura. Something's up.
Oh, no.
I'm getting some weird fucking vibe here.
Okay.
But he's like being cute and flirty and touching me, and then I look to Chris and I go, hey Chris, so how do you know this fool? He's like, oh, we met on a dating app and we've been hanging out a lot and I really like him. And then I looked at Mark. The
Same
guy
thing.
across. I didn't have to ask him because he had daggers at me of jealousy. So I was like, I knew what was up. So I was like, you know what? I do not need to be playing The Bachelor. I do not want to fight for a fucking rose. So I just walked out. I didn't care. And then I get a text, where are you? I've been looking for you. I was like, nah, dude, have fun with Chris.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
But, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. Frog. And I'm like, bitch, how many frogs, bro?
You know,
How
listen.
many fucking frogs? But who knows, you know? I went on a date last night. I took him to go get some street... Dude, if you want really good tacos and you're in LA, it's kind of in a really dark area. It's in South Central, right by USC, a little further in. It's called Tire Shop Tacos.
Really good.
It's an actual tire shop. But
wow.
at night,
It turns
into a taco stand.
How cool.
And it's so cool. Oh my God.
I mean, if you're ever in LA, the taco stands are awesome.
But Tire Shop Tacos, if you're in LA, hands down, really good pastor. You can't have that.
I mean, I can, I choose not to.
They can make quesadillas.
Oh, yeah.
They make really good quesadillas.
Okay,
Vegan,
there we
vegetarian
go.
quesadillas.
Awesome.
And the tortillas are handmade.
I love
Handmade giant
tortillas. Oh.
corn tortilla. They go, ay, mijo, ¿qué quieres aquí? ¿Qué quieres más? Ay,
that's so
ay, por buchu, buchu,
nice.
buchu, 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 buchu. And I'm like, yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so good. But yes, love. There is potential. Okay, but just like really pay attention to how you feel and not how they feel. How do they make you feel? Not how do they feel.
Yeah.
All right. Just life in general. If you're not looking for anything, you're pretty chill already, you know, with where you're at. Go on a vacation. There's a good time to go get
Treat
some R&I.
yourself.
Yeah, treat yourself. Go to like a meditation retreat and be like, ooh, I'm good. If you're already in a relationship, you're gonna have some little romantic outings.
Ooh, okay.
Like, ooh, baby, let's go to like Ensenada.
Oh.
That's as far as I travel, y'all. Planes? No, girl. I get in a car and I take my passport card and I go into Mexico. It's like the closest to Spain I'm gonna get. But like basically if it's like, or if you're dealing with life in general, listen to your gut really right now, because sometimes like for me always the Nine of Pentacles represents R&R. Treat yourself, take yourself to pedicure, cleanse your soul. What feeds your soul? She's holding that little bird right here and she's wearing her dress and going, bitch, I feel good. I don't need fucking anybody. Look at this Mr. Blackbird on my left hand. Ooh, like that, singing. Yeah. She's like, and then she's treating herself to the disco, and then she like reflects and goes, whatever, you know, and then maybe it's like hangs out with her friends, you know, that's a friend sign too. Someone like a friend. But really take care of yourself right now if you're just chill and just living life and going through it, you know. Don't be surprised if shit comes up.
Reflection.
Yeah, shit will come up to reflect.
You know what
Hence our
water does?
conversation.
You know what water does?
It flows.
And it reflects your reflection back at you if it's
yeah.
still enough.
That's right. Also, it's a very good time to spend with your family. Talk to a loved one about what's going on with you. So if you're actually like going through it right now, some people might be going through it. I do feel it.
Yeah.
I do feel it. I have this
There
feeling.
are people going through. I know it.
I have this feeling
people
with
are.
this spread too that it's kind of like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. Sensation.
Okay.
How do I get out of it?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm getting that. And I went under the second one under the Universal.
Yeah.
Is the
Emperor.
He's cute too. Look at.
Yeah, I like his pants.
I
Got
know, I like
disco
his pants
pants.
too. So the Emperor, yeah, be the Emperor. Tend to your kingdom.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, just a little note on the I'm not supposed to be here feeling. I'm sure we've all experienced that in our lives for sure. And something that has helped me on my journey when I find that is that things happen. What's happening was always supposed to happen because it's happening. Maybe it wasn't always, but at some point in time, choices were made that led you here. So instead of wondering why like, instead of going, oh my God, I shouldn't be here, really inquire into why you are.
Yeah.
A shame-free inquiry. It's not about shame. It's not about anything other than going, what steps put me here? Like, I kind of think of Taylor Swift's, like, Evermore song right now, where it's like, I replay my footsteps on each stepping stone, trying to find the one where I went wrong. So it's like, you know, basically, like, instead of sitting here stuck in the, I'm not supposed to be here, I'm not meant to be here, well, shit out of luck you are. So, are you gonna get out of that by questioning that you're there, period, or by figuring out how you got there in the first place, you know? And like I said, shame-free, we're not shaming ourselves here. We're just literally looking at things critically and going, oh, yeah, okay, I did that thing, and then I did that thing, and then I made that choice, and okay, I guess I can see why I'm here. And then that way you can, like, reverse engineer your way out of it or engineer a way forward, but you are not going to engineer a way forward if you are consistently turning the same gear of, I'm not supposed to be here.
I have a friend of mine who's my Sophia. In other words, it's like the character from Golden Girls.
Yes, okay.
Tough love, really blunt in your face, like tells you the truth like this that you don't want to hear, but they say it because they love you.
Totally.
Here I got clarity between here.
Okay.
I asked for clarity. This is an obvious clarity.
Yes.
10 of Wands. Carrying the burdens home. And I remember my friend told me once, she was just like, you know those people that like complain about the shit that's going on in the news or just blame politics and blame things? I was like, yeah, those people are fucking miserable.
Yeah.
You know?
Probably.
And they don't want to take care of themselves, so they focus their anger on other fucking things. I said, okay. She told us to me in Chinese. She didn't say fuck because they didn't have the word fuck. They had a different word for it.
Got it.
But she was like, Adyr, and I was miserable at the time. You want to know how to get out of your fucking misery? I was like, what? Open the door, go for a walk, and figure out the first step to make yourself smile.
Good advice.
I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I walked downstairs, like taking in the sun, just kind of smiling. Then I realized I forgot my cell phone, so I had to run back the fuck upstairs, angry. I forgot my fucking cell phone. Grabbed my phone, and then I just walked. In the midst of walking, and here's the key. She told me, don't look down. Look forward.
Yeah.
Look down, look forward. I saw things. And then I remember I saw this old school, and I was like, I remember when I was a young kid, I wanted to do this. And I laughed and smiled and was like, oh my God, I can still do that.
You can still do that.
How do I do that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can do this. And then I started just literally, like, the Asian way is this, like, you start, it's the easiest way to do it. 3 minutes a day for the first week. The second week, 5 minutes.
Meditation?
No, just like practicing what you want to do, how to make the steps, you know? Sure. And then the third week, 10 minutes.
Nice.
And then eventually it becomes routine where you want to go longer and longer and longer. And then I kid you not, I stopped bitching and complaining.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's up? You see on the news? Ooh, I know it's stupid, right? Anyways, let's go back to this.
Yeah.
And I just...
Yeah, because I mean, you have to, again, right? You have to figure out why you're where you are instead of just bitching about where you are. Which is essentially what your friend told you.
Yeah.
She gave you the tools to be like, figure out why you're here. And it probably was because...
I don't even have to figure out why I'm here. I just went for a walk and I just saw things, and then I saw school.
Well, but that's my thing. It's like, well, part of it, but that's my thing. It's like, part of it, you weren't just being, you weren't just thinking of the things that made you smile. You weren't just going towards doing those things, right?
Yeah.
Like you were, hell yeah, carry your burdens home. You know what my mom says? My mom, she's a very wise woman. She's got like her whole certification in life coaching and all this amazing stuff. And one of the beautiful pieces of advice that she's given me is she's like, you know, Mac, in life, we carry baggage regardless. The more you live, the more baggage you acquire. But she goes, you can have a carry-on that you gotta wheel around, or a duffel bag that you gotta sling over your shoulder all heavy, or you can have a nice little compact backpack. And she goes, you go through your baggage and you figure out what to throw out and what pieces of that baggage are good and helpful enough to put in your backpack and take along with you for your whole life.
Maybe it's a Latin thing because we've had the same thing in Latin America. Like in my family, we would say in Spanish, like, we're always going to have baggage. It's going to be with us till the day we die.
Yeah.
You just got to keep it organized.
Yeah.
Organize your baggage. She's like, when you travel, you don't want to travel with shit thrown in the suitcase.
No.
When you open it, you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Organize it. My socks go here. My underwears go here. This is...
By carrying your burdens home and by going through them one by one, like earlier we were talking about shadow work. What is shadow work? It's organizing your fucking internal baggage.
Yep.
It's, first of all, turning on the light so you can see the mess, and then going, oh, that goes there. Oh, don't need that anymore. Oh, that can go there. Oh, don't need that anymore. Oh, I can remake that into something new, etc. Hell yeah.
Oh, this one will make a beautiful lamp.
Yep.
God, you know, this ashtray.
This ashtray?
It's gonna be an ashtray. Keep it an ashtray.
Oh my god.
And it looks cute.
If I ever design cannabis products one day, I will design an ashtray with a butt cheek on it, so I can call it the ashtray.
You know, oh no, it's a pen stand. Are those called the pen holder?
I love that.
Have you seen the pen holder ones with the butt cheeks?
I love that.
And then you put the pen in, and then it goes, ooh, it mows. It's so old school. They used to sell it at Spencer's Gibbs.
No, they didn't. Oh my god.
Back in the days when comedy was a little bit more rough. You can't say do certain things anymore. But back then it was like, and they had another one when it was just like legs spread eagle, and you hold the pen there, and it goes, oh. You go, what the fuck is this?
We are very SEX positive over here.
Yeah.
We're also queer, so I mean, if you watch my shit, I hope you know that, but it's a weird ass climate out there, so if that's not for you, that's okay. You can move along, but just so you know.
I'm at my P's and Q's as much as I fucking can. Who was it? There's this client that I have that's like 20, and he corrects me. I'm like, crawl. And he's like, but he goes, oh yeah, that's right, you grew up hood. I was like, yeah, hood, everyone is bro, everyone is guys, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right,
it started that way for years. Bro, I'd say that to my sister. Bro.
Right.
Fuck you, bro. No, fuck you, bro. You know, talk to my teacher, guy.
Yeah.
You know, so he'd be like, some people, I was like, but because you say you're hood, we accept it. That's like the golden ticket. Hey, I grew up hood, bro. I grew up hood.
That's like when my mom would like say, like, I have like a plethora of like poorly put together expressions that my mom like thinks she's saying the right idiom, and then it's like adjacent, but it's so funny because it's not quite right. Like it'll be something like, you know, like that colloquial saying of like, oh, I feel like a truck just ran over me.
Yeah.
She'd be like, I feel like a truck passed over me.
There's that one, The Big Lebowski, with the bartender. He says the wrong idioms. He just know. He's like, in this Irish pub, he goes, "Why don't you make like a tree and go?" You go, what?
What?
Don't you mean leave?
No, so my dad would obviously like me, like my dad, like if I corrected her, she couldn't say shit. But if my dad corrected her, because my dad only speaks English, very, like he speaks words of Portuguese, but doesn't like fluently speak. Yeah. And she'd be like, Mark, how many languages do you know? That would be like a golden ticket. But when it was with me, I'd be like, the same as you, Mom. And she'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Do we have any final thoughts for our Pisces season?
Pisces season. Create.
Humans were meant to make things.
Remember, the Tower of Babel was built in one night.
And on that note,
Rome was built in an hour. That's a good title. Rome was built in an hour.
Didn't you know Rome was built in an hour? Maybe the title is My Roman Empire is that it's Pisces season.
Just say Pisces is here. Pisces is here.
Oh my goodness.
Rome was built in an hour. Remember that.
And Pisces is here. Thank you, Adyr.
Thank you.
We're so excited to talk about eclipse when that comes. We'll
yeah.
talk about Aries when that comes. It's gonna be a fun time. And thank you all for joining us. It's always so fun to do these. I hope you do enjoy the tangents because they really are like part of it at this point.
Yeah, we go off in tangents,
Yeah, you know, if you've made it this far.
Hey.
All right, well, we got cut off because my phone died, but thank you so much for being here.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Adyr.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Always lovely. If you've made it this far, please consider liking the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Please consider clicking the bell because I post regularly, but not on a schedule. And this shit comes every month, but we don't know what time in the month it'll come, okay? But it will come. So click that bell so you know. You may follow us on socials.
Yes, you may follow me on Adyr. I don't even know my own. Adyrvilla. Adyr Villa. That is my one that I use mostly for like my fun stuff. I do have a tarot card one. It's still getting put back slowly, but if it's working, it's Adyrius Leo. Adyr. I don't even know how to spell that one.
Adyrusleo.
Adyr, Adyrusleo.
Leo.
Adyrius Leo.
Yeah, so either of those will be on the screen as well as in the description below. You know me, it's Embodying Mystical Mac. And then, of course, there will be information for you to request a tarot reading from Adyr. You know that the information is always down in the description
I
for you
get
to
hood too, bro. Like, I will read you. I will clock in and clock you. If not, I will cut you.
And I will just read you.
That should be like my motto. I will clock you and cut you, so come get a reading. I love how like I do this.
Yes. So this is the reader you'll have if you go with that. It's really fun. I highly recommend. And just thank you so much for being here. Oh yeah, lastly, I did enter a fun competition called Karaoke Knockout. It's in tandem with this organization called Help Us Adopt, which helps both children who were considered unadoptable and parents who would like to adopt them but don't have the finances to do it. They help to bridge that gap.
Cool.
So if you want to pay for votes, that is what your money is going towards, but you are completely free to just give me free votes if you are so inclined. That's in the link in my channel page. It's the first link in my link tree.
I'm gonna pay for your vote. I'm gonna send you some money.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
It goes directly to the
Do you
organization.
take EBT?
I don't know if I do actually. But yeah, anyway, that is all the housekeeping stuff. Adyr's gonna do something funny for you as a close. And thank you so much for being here. We'll catch you next time.
I guess I gotta do something funny.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I should do? I'm gonna do this. Oh, hi, I'm Jennifer Coolidge. I'm here to read your, these cards that, have, like, people wearing colorful clothes. Wow. I mean, we got the king, he looks like the Queen of England, with a corset and some plaid, or, I'm sorry, tartan. Yeah, wow. And he's holding something phallic, like a dick.